straight. Nobody put anything to his head for him to sign contract or go into any agreement with Wike. He's an adult. He went into an agreement with Wike. He did that. He knew what he was getting into when he chose to go lie in the same bed with this man. When it was his turn to fulfill his own obligation, he reneged. So he needs to face the consequences. It's as simple as that. And as an adult, you need to learn to take accountability. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Deal with it. So when the president saw it from his own speech, he met with Pandef. Was that last week or so? Pandef was in the Aso Rock, and he said the same thing to them. He foresaw this was going to happen, and he met with them and said, okay, let's enter into an agreement. And some people they were whispering in his ears and said, oh, no grief for anybody. Let's assume this happened in Lagos State. All the people telling him, oh, do this. Are we going to be here saying that someone who did good? Because if it's Lagos State now, all these people talking, they will not be saying this. So they will open their mouth and be saying something else. Can you get Zina? You know, they will be saying something else. If it's, how you doing, Mr. Fortune? They will be saying something else. This is not going to be, if it's Lagos State, they won't be saying this. It will be something else they'll be talking about, because the hypocrisy stinks, really. It is annoying. The hypocrisy stinks. If it's one side, you are quick to say something. If it's something else, you are quick to say another thing. Because it's somebody else now that you don't like, that you don't agree with their politics, you are taking side. Something that is wrong. When a governor think in a democratic institution, you think it is okay to pass a budget with 3 legislators in-house, and then that budget, you are spending that money in churches. There's nothing right about it. There's nothing right about it.
Spending
and
the
when
money
you are
in churches, explain
yes,
that, please.
Yeah, they are asking him that state funds that you are donating to churches, that is not appropriate. That's misappropriate.
To church?
That was one of the money that was part of state funds were donated to churches. Fubara did that. That is one of the things.
Donate to.
Yes.
Fubara, now
Yes.
you turn my
Yes.
enemy.
Yes.
You give state money to church.
Yes. Because Nigerians don't follow. They don't follow the news. They follow trends. They don't actually listen to news. They don't know what is going on. And I suggest you start doing that. Yes. That is one of his many sins. So people need to actually start paying attention and stop listening to trends and listening to influencers and people and following their emotions. Coach, that is the problem. So I personally said that when Supreme Court's judgment came, my standing, my opinion was that I do not think that the legislators should actually try to go for impeachment. I really do not think so. I think everybody should bury the hatchet. Let's move the state forward. Let's forget it. Let's just move the state forward. I really do not think so. I think, let's forget the past. Let's just start all over again. That is my stand. I really did not want them to go after him. I really didn't want to. But, everybody no one grieve for anybody now. Now everybody should stay in their house. Both the legislators, the governor, everybody should go cool off. For me, in my opinion, I think there's a third force playing here. There are other people taking advantage of the situation that are actually trying to sabotage the economy of Nigeria, because people are being too emotional and not seeing that. There are positive things happening to the economy of this country, and people are not seeing that we have people trying to take advantage of that and trying to bring our economy down to whatever it used to be. And we need to stop this nonsense and stop being emotional and being sentimental. If we have legislators in River State and the governor being highly irresponsible, trying to use their own selfishness to affect Nigerian economy, as a Nigerian citizen, we have to stand up and say, you guys need to sit in your house, and we need responsible people to take over that state.
Hello, Daddy.
So that they can calm down. So River State citizens, workers in River State need to get paid. Their local government employees are not getting paid because the governor cannot administer the state. The legislators are not passing the bill. People working in River State are not getting paid. Have you thought about that? So we need the administrator to be there so people can actually get paid. They can get their salaries. So if the governor needs to go stay home, yes, they need to go stay home. If the legislators need to go stay home, they need to go stay home. Guess who is not actually losing their job now? Is Wike. If you are a legislator and allowed Wike to use you, well, tough luck, because now Wike still have job. Wike is still getting salary. You have just been allowed. You've just been used. Tough luck. That is on you. It is not on Tinubu. Tinubu did his job. No responsible president would allow the nation to be burnt down. No responsible president would allow chaos to happen in any section of the nation. Tinubu is not just responsible for Lagos, for Kano, for Kaduna, for Oyo State, for anything. He's responsible for every part of Nigeria. And no Nigerian citizen, whether you are in Kano, whether you are in Lagos, whether you are in River State, should be feeling threatened to feel that they can't go out because they are bombing pipelines, they are doing stuff. Nobody. And that is what is going on in River State. You might not be seeing it on your mainstream media, but that is what is happening. And you need to know that. I'm sorry, we have a lot of people in Nigeria. We have young people in Nigeria that are not really seeing that. You might not be seeing it on your TikTok. I have your group of people in my own household. Yes, you are not seeing it, but that is what is happening. So please pay attention. Don't be distracted. That is what is happening. Things are already difficult, and we cannot allow people to take advantage of what is happening with our politicians in River State. They cannot take advantage of that and make situations that are already difficult, make it worse by doing things to our pipeline and make things more difficult and sabotage our economy. That's all I have to say about this. So, but I support 100% what just happened in River State. Is 6 months. Maybe in that 6 months, people can actually cool off, and then the legislators and the governors can come back. They can settle this thing off the camera. They can go settle and say, okay, you know what? Now we can go back to business, and okay, you guys don't impeach anybody, and we can move on with the business of running River State. I hope so.
All right. Before Bongolee speaks, we've got this other gentleman. Hello, brother. Say what's on your mind, and we would also allow our dear friend Ayodeji Bakari, aka DJ Bongolee, who a few days ago was in this house of mine with me, chilling. Sadly, I didn't offer him any food because I was extremely busy when he came, but it was so nice seeing him. All right, so my brother, what are your thoughts?
All right, I'll be very brief and straight to the point. Can you hear me, sir?
Very loud, so we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, fantastic. I would like us to be very careful with this situation. It's a very sensitive one. As much as we can not afford to be emotional about this situation, we should also do our best to ensure that what counts is peace, the security of lives and property. No one is happy about what's happening in River State, but I'd like to establish some facts. Number one is that, as far as I'm concerned, my opinion is that the president has done what is constitutionally right. That's one. However, the president would have done better by also suspending Wike. I'm saying this because, you see, there are so many parties to this wahala that's happening in River State. Wike is a major party. Fubara is one. The lawmakers are also parties to this. Now, leaving Wike out of this situation or this decision may be very unfair. Although we don't know it all. Perhaps the president is still certainly going to make some moves regarding that. I also think that Fubara did not play his game well, as far as I'm concerned. I don't live in Nigeria currently, and I know that people may abuse me and say you don't live here, but the world is globalized, and we follow. In fact, I know some things beyond some people who live in Nigeria. I think very, very succinctly, Fubara did not play his game well because of the kind of statements he made in recent times. And you see, in the federal government, in Sado, in power, the person we have there is a very smart man. I mean, You can hate him, you can dislike him, and all of that. But that's a very smart guy there. What the federal government looked out for was Fubara's quietness to certain developments, recent issues that were happening in Rivers State. The kind of statement he made concerning boys having to make decisions when the time comes. That's a sensitive statement. And when those issues started to happen, the governor also kept quiet. So that's one way, this guy played into the hands of federal government. And then the third thing, the last thing I'm going to say, so I allow other people to talk, is that in recent times, just a couple of minutes ago, I started to see a picture flying around. And this picture is that of the military administrator and that of Wike, sharing pleasantries. And that has a lot of meaning. That has a lot of connotations. We may colorize this decision as being political, but I assure you it was in the best interest of Rivers State. So I submit.
All right. I want to say something about this Wike thing. Even if we do not like what Wike is doing or what Wike did or how Wike handled the situation, we need to know that Wike was in his place of primary assignment. If he was doing anything in proxy, if he was doing anything in Rivers State, he was doing it in proxy. So we've got to, you can't, it's like me, I date my wife, my wife date my house. Can't they tell Mama Tuzi, say, she come out for her husband's house? Can't they help Mama Tuzi pack her bag? If Mama Tuzi can't finally pack her bag, my wife can't still remain for my house. Why are you blaming my wife? Okay, so I should also now divorce my wife too. You need to understand that that's why I said from the beginning, politics was played. And some people were at the receiving end of the politics. I'm reading your comments on YouTube only if you buy super chat, super stickers, and super likes. Because somebody annoyed me.
Let me come out. So I think Femi wants to come up.
All right,
let me come down. So I think Femi wants to come up.
I want to move Odofin local government. I want to
come
in your me at DJ Bongolee. Over to you, the great Bongolee.
Good evening, everyone. How are you all doing? For the first time, I can say good evening. This is my first live. This is my first live in Nigeria, like on Instagram. So I am so happy.
I think so. You don't go.
No, I'm still in Nigeria. So I want to see the IDI OTS that will say, he's in America now, Abi. Let him come and let him be saying what he's saying.
Because we don't believe. We think say don't get this American
man. I Naija now, kò sí náà, mo lè pa náà, kò sí náà, fan ló ń dún, jẹ́ ló ń dún, kò sí náà. Naija ni wa, fan rèé. So, Daddy Freeze, before I even start this conversation, I will say this my Nigerian trip, I have learned a lot about Nigerians because I opened my eyes to a lot of things and I saw a lot of things. And Daddy Freeze, shout out to you also, because immediately I advocated, when we had the interview at your place, they gave us electricity in my area. Yes. And in fact, that propelled me even more to go to the headquarters the next day. I scheduled a meeting with our spokesperson. And there and then, because I've produced electricity before, transmitted and distributed it before in one of my past experiences, we were able to get temporary and permanent solutions. And now we have improved electricity. So I want to thank you, Daddy Freeze, for your platform. Now, I don't know if it is you, but I want to thank you because you also gave me the courage to also push forward. Now, back to the subject matter. I've been reading the comments so far, and to tell you the truth, and that is, I begin to understand the psyche of many Nigerians, many of us as Nigerians, and why we are the way we are, and why some certain people will keep on ruling over us. because we are overtly emotional. We are overtly sentimental. When we like somebody, we ignore the misdeeds of the people, of this particular person. And that is why I would never, ever waste my time in engaging with some certain people. At least I'm not bragging. I'm now doing big national TV stuff. So I've sent you videos that it frees. I've been on Arise TV now, TVC, Channels TV. You can name whatever TV stations in Nigeria now. So when I speak with some certain sense of credibility, and I don't pay attention to people that write whatever they write. Now, what were Fubara's sins? Fubara demolished the House of Assembly building in Rivers State. Can anybody, and he said it was because of the stress test reports. Can anybody show me the stress test reports of that particular building that he demolished? Now, guys that are in the comment section, you can insult me all you like, I don't care. But remember that here, there are no emotional talks, there are factual talks, okay? You can insult me, okay, as you like, but that is why I will always keep on winning. My party will keep on winning because we are rational and not emotional like you guys, okay? Now, Daddy Freeze, these people were in the house and you demolished it without a stress test report of the building. He has not produced it till date. Daddy Freeze and Musty, it is only the courts in Nigeria that can determine if members of the house are defected or not. Not you as a governor. It is the judiciary, not the executive, that determines that. You now said because you claim they defected. In Nigeria, when you want to defect in a political party, you have to write a letter to your ward. A lot of people here don't know what they call wards. They don't know what they call wards. That freeze, I'll send you a picture of myself and my ward members. I will send you a video and pictures of my ward members. Ward G, I'm from Ward G in Amuodofin. You write a letter to your ward chairman and you tell your ward chairman, I am no longer in this party. They will remove your name from the register of the ward that is registered in our and or the zone. And then you now go to the other political party and register. They will give you a card and they'll put your name in the registry. In the court of law, which it devoids all this emotional ranting and banting here, the PDP came out and said they are still our members. They did not say they are APC members. APC said they are not their members. Those people there, the Supreme Court clearly stated unequivocally that those people did not defect. In 2024, you presented the budget of Rivers State to 3 people. To 3 people. Where do they do that at? In 2025, you presented the budget to 3 people. To 3 people. Are you freaking kidding me right now? And then look at all of the laws that are passed and bypassed. You seize their salaries. And do you know what put all the icing? How will some people come out and say they are going to perform economic sabotage to the country? And you didn't say a word. In fact, you even supported their claim by saying, oh, I'll tell the guys when they should do what they are supposed to do.
Sorry, DF. I have
like the Yorubas. Yes, it's just like the Yorubas say, Ajeke lana, ọmọ kú léni, ta ni ò mọ̀ pé àjẹ́ tó ké lánàá ló pa ọmọ tó kú léni. Meaning, for the people that don't understand Yoruba, that the witch cried today and the baby was neutralized. Who doesn't know? Who doesn't know that it was the witch that cried yesterday that neutralized the child? It seems like a lot of Nigerians don't understand the meaning of economic sabotage. That dollar that is 1,500 naira, because of what's happening in Rivers State, might end up becoming 2,000 naira. Oh, now your suffering continues. You don't know what is going on. And then the president, at the beginning of this crisis, sat everybody down, carved an agreement. It was not based on the constitution, just gentlemen agreements. let's sit down, let's have a because according to the Art of War by Sun Tzu, it states, and I quote, that you sweat more during negotiation, so you bleed less during war. You need to understand the art of war. Yeah, the art of war is a political book. So some guys are don't go and read and stay on the side of the law. You did not listen. In fact, the people that were egging Governor Fubara were people that were against him when Wike was promoting him to become governor. So the people that are around you were people that did not like you in the first place, but because you now have a common enemy, which is Wike, you went for him, and And I'm like, guys, are you not seeing what is going on? That you are fighting a lost cause here. So I was not surprised with the federal court ruling, the Court of Appeal ruling, or the Supreme Court ruling. And then today there have been 2 explosions, yesterday and today. And then the president declared a state of emergency and invoked Section 11 and Section 305 of the 99th Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, and said, go and sit down somewhere, and for 6 months there's going to be an administrative military administrator or something like that, because a state of emergency has been declared. And this is not the first time a state of emergency has been declared. After all, Baba Olusegun Obasanjo declared a state of emergency. PDP governors have been the ones that have declared state of emergencies. President Goodluck Jonathan declared state of emergency to 3 states actually. Baba Tinubu, Baba Obasanjo during his time impeached 4 governors, including the love of many people's lives here, Peter Obi. It was during President Olusegun Obasanjo. Was it Olusegun Obasanjo? Yes, that Peter Obi got impeached in 2007. So what are we talking about here? What's his name? Rashid Ladoja was impeached. Alami Esseya was impeached. Darie was impeached. Let me be done. Femi, you have your time, you will talk.
No,
Femi, you have your time, you will talk.
Let him finish.
But he's using
Let him finish
more time.
Femi, be patient.
Femi, let me talk. Femi, let me talk. This is a serious matter. We are talking about economic sabotage here in Nigeria. Pipelines are being blown.
You are
Pipelines
too
are
much
being blown.
for us. Summarize for us. That's what we are saying. Summarize.
Oh, no. Oh, Femi, I'm not going to argue with you. If you want to talk, the floor is yours. You see, this Bongolee doesn't have time for whatever. He can say whatever he wants to say. All I'm just saying is that let us always go by the law. Let us always go by the books, and you never go astray. And do not use emotions. This is pure politics. Politics 101. When you don't listen, they said, tí ṣìgìdì bá fẹ́ tẹ́ á ní kó gbóhùn lọ sódò kó lọ wẹ̀, ajá tó bá máa sọnù kò ní gbọ́ fèrè ọlọ́dẹ. Ṣó ti gbọ́? Fẹ́mi, ṣó ti gbọ́? Ẹ̀gbọ́n Musty, mo mọ̀ pé gbọ́ Yorùbá. Daddy Freeze, ẹgbọ́ gbogbo Yorùbá tí mò ń sọ. Ó ti dójú ẹ̀ tá máa sọ Yorùbá, because when you speak English, you speak to the person's brain. But when you speak your language, you speak to the person's heart. And I'm speaking to the heart of many people today. We don't want this in this country, but we need to use common sense. The people of River States are suffering because somebody was just acting irrationally. You destroy a House of Assembly building, you determine who is a speaker. Are you the judiciary? Give me a freaking break, man. You can go ahead and say whatever you wish to say, my brother.
No, I'm going to respect the order. The order of things is that after our senior political literate has joined, Musty senior man has joined. So I'd rather let
Daddy Freeze, I greet you. Bongolee, Femi, greetings to all of you.
Glad to have you all here present. Daddy Freeze,
Daddy Freeze, do you know the shocking thing? All 4 of us are in Nigeria now speaking.
No, me, I'm not in Nigeria. Me, I'm not in Nigeria. I'm not in Nigeria. Anyways, I'm going to be here for a short while because I just made a trip from Saudi Arabia. First of all, I want to commend Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze, you know I'm a very great supporter of you. I love you so much, and you know that. Even sometimes I criticize you. I send you DMs when I don't agree on certain topics or certain issues. But anyways, Daddy Freeze, man, thank you for this platform. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. I'm just going to be very brief. First thing first, I will agree with Bongolee on some grounds. The truth about it, whether we like it or not, emotion has to get has to come to play. But emotion does not give you the right judgment when it comes to politics. Politics is about winning. You have to understand how to play the game. Unfortunately, Fubara, I don't really blame Fubara so much because he's not a politician. And that's the truth about it. When I see people, my friend called me and said, look, Mohammed, they've impeached this guy. I mean, they've suspended him, this and that. I said, look, you people stop blaming Wike. Wike is playing politics. Wike is in Abuja. According to what Daddy Fee said, which I agree. If I have a wife and my wife is telling another woman to leave her husband, to plan how to leave the husband, and she finally leave the husband, are they going to blame the wife? The truth about it is, look, President Tinubu took a bold step, which I have enough respect for him, even though we're not in the same political party. But let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. The PDP governors, they've messed up completely. Not just the governors, the party. The party itself has messed up completely. That's the truth. I'm a PDP guy. I've never left PDP. I'm not going to leave PDP for now. I don't know tomorrow, but for now, I'm still in PDP. But the PDP entire family has really messed up. Because first of all, you're supporting a guy. Now look at it. This is very, very funny. All of you that were supporting this guy now were the same people that were with Wike. And you people know the kind of person Wike is. You know that Wike does not surrender in a fight. It's either he wins or he dies in that fight. That's number one.
He fight in that fight.
Yeah, so you cannot now go back to someone that is not a politician and start putting things in the guy's head. You don't blame Fubara. Fubara is just a bloody civil servant. Don't blame him too much. He doesn't know anything about politics. Because if he knows politics, he will not find himself in this mess in the first place. You understand? So politics is a game. As according to Bongolee, they just played politics 101. You understand? And that's the truth. There's no sentiment here. Let's be very honest. And me, I know Nigerians will come and be shouting at me. This one, Wike, as far as I'm concerned, he's playing politics. The man is in Abuja. Why are you pointing? Is Wike? The president said I've suspended the governor, the deputy governor, and the House of Assembly. You understand? Those are the parties involved. Forget whether Wike is the one coming to cry wolf. Wike is not in government. He's not in River State government. He's in Abuja as a minister. You understand? Somebody just said why I wanted to even come on board was because I had a guy said on this platform that they should have suspended Wike. Why would they suspend Wike? Is Wike in River State government, House of Assembly? Wike is not, is he the governor? You understand what I'm saying? So whether Wike was playing proxy or not or whatever, that is irrelevant. The matter is that the president has taken the right step. He has suspended both parties involved, which is the House of Assembly and the governor. You understand what I'm saying? So as far as I'm concerned, nobody should come and be blaming Wike. We know what's happening. But nobody should come and start pointing fingers at the Wike. Why? Why everything is Wike? Is Wike the House of Assembly? You understand what I'm saying? I know people who abuse me here. I don't care whether if you like abuse me. You know, concern me now a cup of tea. But I will say the way it is, PDP as a party has failed. That's the truth. It has failed. Look at today. I just read that Wike has revoked the what do you call it again, Femi? The House of our Secretariat.
PDP no pay the
that we have not paid. Why would a political party such as PDP
cannot pay ground rents?
We don't pay. No, let's call it. I love PDP, but let's call the truth. The governors have the party, the governor itself, the governors of PDP. They've misled, or rather, let me not use the word misled. They've failed the party PDP. That's the truth. Because the governors, they have the governors forum. They should have come and find a way to sit down this thing on the round table and solve this issue. Than all of you now going back to say, you are the leader, you are the this one, you are the governor, you are the this one. The guy that's not a politician. Please never heard that country before. The guy is a bloody sorry to use that word. Civil servant.
Accountant general. He was an accountant general.
He's a civil servant. Civil servant. Yes. Civil servant now. He's a civil servant. He's not a politician. You understand what I'm saying? So the PDP as a party should have actually sat with this guy, advised him, come to mediate. Look, mediation has to continue. You don't have to say because I come and tell Femi today, say, don't do this, then Femi has to answer me today. It might take Femi 2 weeks. It might take Femi 2 years to agree. To say, okay, Egbo Musty has spoken to me. Let me listen to what Egbo Musty has to say. So it has to be ongoing, not to aggravate the whole thing. They escalated the whole situation. If we can come out and be accusing, and what do you call it? I'll be attacking Governor Bala. I've been attacking what's his name? Former governor of Rivers State, His Excellency. What's his name again? Odili. You understand what I'm saying? So let's really look at this thing. Let's look at it from a bigger picture. Let's look at it from a bigger picture and stop being sentimental. It's politics.
And thank you very much, Egbo Musty, for giving us 2 federal lawmakers today. They defected to the APC. One from Niger State, and I think one from, is it Kaduna? So thank you very much. That's like about 10 PDP.
Tomorrow I might defect. Tomorrow, don't be surprised I defect.
Thank you very much.
Don't be surprised I defect tomorrow. Because the truth about it is that
after all, Peter Obi started in PDP, went to ABGA, came back to PDP, now
came back to PDP. So it's crisscrossing carpet is a normal thing in Nigerian politics. It's sad. It's sad, but it's a normal thing. You understand what I'm saying? So, as far as I'm concerned, with all due respect, I want to say only one thing: that President Tinubu, kudos to you. He took a bold step. As far as I'm concerned, he took a bold step. Because if the two parties couldn't respect him as the father and the leader of the country, whatever I see lawyers come to talk rubbish on national TV. I think they look at this and say, what is the worry now? This is presidency you're talking about. You understand? Pipeline, then blow pipeline. Governor no come out. Talk say, no, I know there with these people. No. This has been going on for a few days. No statement from the government house, nothing. Then you're not accusing, you're not saying that Bola Tinubu is not, he doesn't have constitutional rights. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not, as I said, I'm not an APC member. I'm not supporting President Tinubu. But as far as I'm concerned, he's the president and the commander of the army of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and we have to respect him. Period. I rest my case. That is please.
All right. Femi, over to you. What are your thoughts?
Anyway, good evening, Daddy Freeze. Good evening, Musty. And
my brother.
The guy who called himself Deji Bakari there.
You don't need to.
Good evening to you.
You don't need to use that. It's not that deep, Femi. Come on now. It's not that deep.
It's politics.
I'm meeting in Ibadan tomorrow. I say it to my face. So this thing you're saying, I can come and meet you in Ibadan tomorrow. Or Ilorin.
I don't need your visitation.
No,
because
say it to my face. Say it to my face. What you're saying now.
I need your visitation. Hold on. Because you've been bragging since number one. You started by calling yourself a TV personality. Is this the first time we will see an TV station and be speaking jargons? So what is now the pride? You also going to TV channel and saying you have TV. So please, henceforth, when you want to talk, address us as Ayodeji Bakari. Don't address us as TV personality. That is the first thing I want to correct. Yeah. Now, number two, I got surprised by the
I care less. I care less. I care less.
Let me talk. Now, you can see that Bongolee now understand the reality of Nigerian, because Bongolee, we know he always been under a bright light, but now you can see the reality. And I am very happy that Bongolee is gradually moving from a political. He can show to me that he has been illiterate while in America. Now, he said this with his mind. He said, since I've been in Nigeria, I have been learning more things. So now, he's now standing like a political literate. So that is very good of him. But unfortunately, I got surprised by the words of Musty. And Musty just spoke like a double-minded individual. I'm sorry, Eda Musty, because seeing Musty saying that I can go to APC tomorrow, you will know that Musty is gradually becoming an objective political analyst and becoming a political jobber. Well, I wouldn't say Musty so well that I know so well that Musty needs to get an appointment. It's not easy to actually got an appointment. So Musty, if you want to pack your bag to it tomorrow, you are very much welcome.
Thank you very much.
Now, the subject matter. Now, Ayodeji Bakari, my first political illiterate who is becoming a literate, you know, he said so many things. And I was like, why would I allow this guy to come in and speak where 1,000 people are? Now, let's start the whole conversation now. After doing all those introductions, Bongolee said there has once been state of emergency during PDP time. And therefore, what President Balablu did is nothing surprising. You know, Bongolee went to school. He's an history guy and he's analytical. Has Bongolee forgotten that in 2013, there was actually a state of emergency in Yobe and Adamawa. And the state of emergency was actually called because of insurgency in Adamawa and Yobe. And what did our great President Ebele Jonathan did? He only ordered for state of emergency in those areas, and he allowed the governors to actually still retain their seats. So Bongolee blabbing, talking, you know, giving history without accurate record.
I find that Femi, is it safe,
yes, sir,
by your standards, to allow a governor who demolished the House of Assembly to continue in office? Just a question.
Okay, that is the only way you can discontinue the service of such a governor is to impeach him. It's a very simple thing. Fayose was being impeached for being corrupt. So we have the democratic process of doing things. So if you feel this guy is not actually doing something right, the House of Assembly, mounted, organized by the noisemaker in Abuja, Wike, should have done their job by impeaching him. It's a straightforward thing. Now, that is just it, a very simple and straightforward answer. If they can impeach Fayose based on corruption, they should have impeached him. Now, when Bongolee was talking and he was giving unnecessary explanation in that direction, I've given him the example of Yobe, I've given him the example of Adamawa. Now, he was talking about being constitutional. Then I asked myself, has Nigeria really affected the way Bongolee read constitution nowadays? Because I keep struggling to understand why he's analyzing constitution. Now, section 305 of the Nigerian Constitution, and I want to read it clearly. He said the president can declare state of emergency on 3 or 4 reasons. Number 1, if there is actual breakdown of public order and safety. Number 2, if there is a risk of WAR. Number 3, if there is a request from the governor himself. That's number 3. Number 4, if there is a natural disaster. Number 5, if there is a danger. Now, let's look within the context of River State. The major thing here, Bongolee talk about pipeline vandalism or whatsoever he called it. Yes, that is enough to call a security threat. Then why do we have our military men? Why do we have the security agency? Why can't the president declare security state of emergency and ensure that our military men who are able-bodied, they mount those areas and they ensure that there is law and order in that area? Now, what do you want Fubara to do, for God's sake? Yes, let's agree. Fubara committed all those crimes. You said he committed. Let's agree. Let's not debate it. Now, you guys went to court with the noisemaker in FCT. When you went to the court, they said he should go and represent the budget. The gentleman went to represent the budget last week. He got there, they closed the assembly. They came back to the public, they were telling us, giving us unnecessary explanation, silly explanation, showing that the lawmakers, they are unserious and they don't know what they're doing. They are rubber stamp people. Then he respected them. Then he respected them and he gave them the respect they deserve. Then he also demanded, they told him that he'd never write to them. Then the gentleman again did what? He had to actually write them letter. What they said, they are going to eventually suspend plenary indefinitely. Now, I'm putting it to Bongolee, I'm putting it to Musty. If you are in that position, what could have been the best thing you could have done apart from that?
Okay, Femi, you said, sorry to just cut you short. I'll just give 1 second. You said, you see, Femi, let me tell you something. Well, that's why I said, let us not get emotional. Let's play politics. Okay? And, you know, you are a very passionate PDP guy. I'm sure you've not been in PDP for more than 10 years. I've been in PDP for 20 years. And I've labored for PDP beyond what you can imagine. So when I'm speaking with authority. Now, let me ask you one question. It's not that I'm not supporting. I said Fubara is not a politician. When the lawmakers came, how many hours did they give him to submit the budget? What did he say? Can you please answer me? To that, then we can go further. How many hours did lawmakers give him to submit the budget? A budget that he has submitted to those 3-man panel. 3-man. What did he say?
Musty,
No.
the Bible says.
No. Forget about Bible. Don't be sentimental. Let's play politics.
See,
I'm talking about politics,
I
not
want to
sentiment.
bring my book now.
Not
I'm going to
sentiment.
bring my book now.
Let me
Don't worry, I'm
Musty, let me talk.
I'm going to bring my book now.
As good as you are dragging us backward, we are talking of a recent action after the Supreme Court judgment. The Supreme Court judgment today, Fubara took action. He even did press conference. He said he is going to implement everything the Supreme Court has said.
Absolutely.
He even talked about it. Look at. So what I'm now saying is that at this particular point, Fubara is implementing the Supreme Court judgment. That's why I said, forget what has happened in the past. Fubara already know. He even said it last week. He said at the end of the day, for the sake of peace, hold on. He said for the sake of peace. He said at the end of the day, I would not have choice. If it requires me stepping down, I'm going to step down. He said it. So Wike, now the only place I want to conclude now, so that my what's it called, Nigerian guy can talk, is that at the end of the day, but now
people don't know I'm used to your mudslinging. You know, we do our own live at night, so people don't know the relationship that we have when you throw your mudslinging.
Okay. Now,
but a lot of people that that join us at night, they know how we do our thing.
now,
so they are like, why is this guy being rude to Bongo? No, it's my brother. Go ahead, my brother.
This is rude. I'm only being honest. There is nothing like rude in the dictionary of politician. You can only be honest. So don't try to rope me into what is not. Your English is incorrect politically. Now, on a last note, this Lagos.
Femi and Bongolee, I don't enter that matter.
No, Continue. You know why? Hold on. Let me explain what's happening here. Femi is not known to be a person like this. Femi is being emotional and irrational. And I've told him that it's because he's suffering from unaddressed trauma since 2023. I've told him that. Now, you know how I knew that unaddressed trauma is still affecting him. He's still.
You said.
Wait. You don't do those things since I don't talk anything at all. Wait. You see, Femi keeps talking about. Femi keeps talking about. I wrote kind of like
speech.
Okay,
that was what
complete. Don't worry. I wait. I'm not rushing.
I am being emotional and irrational. I will ask him to give me the Oxford Dictionary definition of being irrational and emotional. You know, that's why I said this guy Nigeria has actually entered his brain. But let's not go there tonight. Now, the point I want to make on a last note is that now the Wike factor we are talking about here. Musty, you know, is already going to APC. They already know his PD APC. He may tell you that why is blah 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 of it. But trust me, Daddy Freeze, imagine you buying form for all the lawmakers in Ibadan. Just imagine.
Including the governor. So
imagine who are they going to pledge oath of allegiance to? Is it not the some individual that bought form for them? Now look at what Wike said. Wike even went to the extent of shaming the Ijaw people last week. He made that statement. So Wike is one of the problem of Rivers State. And that is why I want to end my submission by saying that, honestly, Wike is appearing like a politician that cannot be corrected. And that
Femi,
is why...
But Femi, sorry, Bongolee, I'm going to go now. Bongolee, just give me 1 second. Let me just clarify something. I'm going to leave.
Okay, that's all right.
Just give me 1 minute so I can give you the time. Femi, the correction I want to make I want you to understand. You know, I started saying that yes, we have emotion has to get emotion will come to play, but
Define
when it
emotion.
comes to politics, no. When I will define emotion for you if you want, you understand? It has to come to play, but when it comes to politics, when it comes to the game of politics, you have to know how to play the game. You leave your emotion aside. It's all about winning in anything you want to do. You said I'm going to go to APC. If my party is messing up, and my brother, we lost election 2 years ago. Election is coming in another 2 years, and my party is not trying to get the act together. So I should just sit down and be looking. Wait, I'm coming, Femi. I just want to explain. That's not where I'm even going to. But let me tell you something. You see this wicked issue. People should be very careful. Be very careful. And that's what I'm telling you. It's a game of politics. If you're a politician, watch what you say, because everything you say will come back one day and they'll use it against you. You understand? You must understand how to play the game. It's a game. It's a game.
Just give me 3 minutes of your time.
No problem.
I'm not going to waste time. Femi, see, over 1,000 people that are watching us today must realize that Femi is in the Atiku faction of the PDP, and he will always attack Wike. It's none of my business. I'm an APC person, so whatever they are doing in PDP, we even love it. After all, PDP now, they've given us almost 20 HOR members. Labour Party too has given us like almost 10 HOR members. Senators
don't
have
count
left
on
also.
it. Don't count on it, Bongolee.
So they are coming to us. So Femi is in the Atiku faction. So don't get it twisted. When Femi is talking about a certain noisemaker in Abuja, don't fall for it, guys. Don't fall for the bait. It's very emotional. That's how I knew that Femi is being emotional in all this conversation. This is not Femi that I know. Now, Femi said that where Fubara wanted to Fubara, that's how they call him. Fubara wanted to submit budget. Did he want to submit the budget in the house that he demolished? He went to their quarters where they live with their family members and say he wants to submit budget. He wants to submit budget in their living room and in their bedrooms. After you demolish the house, according to the president, for 14 months after you demolish the house, you didn't say anything. You're like, life goes on. My own is, where is the stress test report of that House of Assembly building that you demolished? In the history of Nigerian politics, since 1999, Fourth Republic, I've never seen anybody that has demolished the House of Assembly, no matter the issues they're having. And also the Rivers leaders have a blame to all of this. They started picking sides. How as leaders will you pick sides when your children are fighting? The other day when Chidi Lloyd was facing J.K. Pele was crying on national TV after the Supreme Court judgment. An elder statesman was crying on national TV. I'm like, what's the meaning of this? Thirdly, Femi, have you read the Supreme Court judgments before you come here and start giving people false and misleading information? What did the Supreme Court judgment is law according to our constitution, according to our law in Nigeria. A Supreme Court judgment is law, is gazetted. Now, thirdly, the Supreme Court said something, that there is no government in Rivers State. Femi, I'm asking you in front of everybody, and then you answer that question before I end with my final statement. Femi, does Rivers State have a government? Do they have an executive, judiciary?
We can't hear you, Daddy Freeze. We can't hear you, Daddy Freeze.
Big shout out to Coach John J. Just popped my money gun. I was echoing what Bongolee was saying and referring to Femi. Femi, in your own words, in your own thoughts, does Rivers State appear to you like somewhere that has a government?
Daddy Freeze, wait, before he answers that question, I'm asking him, there's a reason why I'm asking him. And I'm saying based on the Supreme Court judgment, because let's start going factual. And then this is the last thing I want to say.
Before you say the last thing, all of you are watching me 1,000 plus on Instagram, about 300 on Facebook, 500 on YouTube, and about 130 on TikTok. Oh yeah, if you're watching on Instagram, go to Facebook right now, search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. click on today's video, bottom left-hand corner, you see how to buy my stars. Big shout out to Coach John J, popping my money guns. If you're watching on TikTok, go and pop my money guns. This is a political conversation. I don't have to be here. You know, I'm a preacher of the word. If you're watching on YouTube, super chat, super stickers, and super likes is the only way I'm going to read your messages. I think somebody just sent super chats. Make I just greet the person. Big shout out to Real K. Real K, shout out to you. Once again, if you're watching on TikTok, pop those money guns. Peter Obi, by the way, is going to join us on TikTok, or he's already joined us on TikTok. So when you're done popping Daddy Freeze money guns, please pop some money guns for Peter Obi. Peter Gregory Obi has joined us in this ring light business right here on TikTok. I'm hoping Atiku Abubakar and His Excellency President Bola Tinubu would also come and collect some lions, some small lions, some TikTok universes, some private jets, like Dr. John J is about to buy me a private jet. Yes, so we welcome Peter Obi. Welcome His Excellency Peter Obi. Enough money going to go around and TikTok universes. Back to you guys.
So Femi must answer that particular question. But before I end my round of comments, I think President Tinubu just saved Rivers State
John Jay just sent a private jet. Woo!
Yeah. I think that President Tinubu just saved Rivers State from more chaos by suspending the governor and preventing an impeachment of the governor by putting that state of emergency in place. That is another advanced type of reasoning and thinking. Nobody is seeing that other angle. But if you have an inside eye, so you know that the Yorubas will say, you see that now within those 6 months, there will be a lot of negotiations and all of that.
Thank you, Bongolee. Thank you for bringing up this thing. I was going to say that earlier. Now, suspension. He can come back to power as governor.
From impeachments. So you see, the man is trying to bring peace, which he tried on numerous occasions. He said, I spoke to the governor. He did not listen to me. A whole president is talking to you. You don't want to listen to president. Okay, go to Supreme Court. You went to the Supreme Court, you lost. Okay, do what the Supreme Court said you should do. No, you didn't do it. Earlier this week, was it not late last week? They've already started the impeachment proceedings. And then you heard of the pipeline explosions going on. So the president did that so that we don't have this impeachment situation. That is another angle. That's another topic of conversation that may be higher in Femi's, thinking, his capability and capacity of understanding the realms of politics in Nigeria. Because that's advanced. That's APC type of politics, not PDP type of politics.
No, I don't agree with you. That when it comes to PDP, when you say PDP, I don't agree.
He doesn't understand.
Bongolee, I think Bongolee, because I need to, sorry guys, I had to pop in because, first of all, as I said, Daddy Freeze, all my love for you, bro. My love. I have to go.
Bro, sorry. No, you will go. Do you know that Baba Obasanjo told Fubara to declare a state of emergency?
And he didn't.
And he didn't. A lot of people don't know the moving parts. That's
anyways, Bongolee, let me correct. Let me just make an impression here, and I want Femi to understand this impression. What I'm trying to say, I've been very quiet after this whole political thing has happened. The reason why I've been quiet was because I'm trying to see what my party was going to do. I've had personal conversations with even Bongolee. You had personal of the media and everything. We've had personal, and I've met with a lot of stakeholders and people in my political party, powerful people that matters, and we've had personal discussions. And I've never wanted to talk about politics again until almost time of politics. You understand? Which I've been doing my own underground work. And I don't need to come and tell anybody in the world that this is what I'm doing. You understand? Some people come and write and say they are, somebody will say Mohammed Steve is a political beggar. I'm not bro, if I enter APC after this election, they will not give me an appointment now. So I'm not a political beggar. You understand? I know what I'm doing, I'm smart and I'm intelligent. When it comes to politics, I know how to play my game. But let me tell you something, Femi. I want you to understand something. Governor Fubara is the governor under PDP, under our party. He needed the people that have been in the game for a long time to have weighed in and try and solve this party, form our own political party. I'm not talking about other people. You understand? Why am I blaming? That's why I said I'm not blaming him too much because he's not a politician. You understand? If it was Wike, let's reverse this other thing, or Bala Mohammed, or another governor, or let's say even Bago, or anybody else. Do you think it would have led to this? It wouldn't have led to this now. You understand? Because he is not a politician. So he not play the game of politics. In politics, sometimes it's not about sentiment. It's about, look, if you can't win, then what's the point? You're in politics to win, my brother. If you cannot win and stay there and to use that opportunity to effect change, how do you want to do it? So at the end of the day, I'm not blaming. I just want people to stop pointing Wike, because you know what? It's a distraction. If you keep thinking Wike, that's a distraction. You have to put your eye on the ball, set your eye on the ball, and know exactly what to do. Because Wike is distracting you people. And you people are not thinking very well. You're not thinking. Honestly, Wike distracted everybody in PDP, and the PDP people couldn't think. That's why we led us to this. That's what led us to this thing now. Now, where would they now? With River State.
Let me quickly correct an impression. You know, the Lagos political illiterate and Musty, my Oga, they said I'm emotional. But unfortunately, Musty appeared to finally exhibit the character of an emotional personality.
All right, I want to ask a question as we're rounding off. I'm sorry, time is fast spent. So the question is, and I want three of you to answer this question in 1 minute each. By the way, before I ask the question, guys, rush to my TikTok, pop those money guns. Big shout out to Dr. John G, aka Scrum Vibes. And if you're watching on YouTube, super chat, super stickers, and super likes, I'm going to mute YouTube so you don't hear the question or the answer, since you guys are not buying my super chat, super stickers, and super likes. And since nobody is buying my stars on Facebook, I'm about to just close Facebook. So no need to hear this very important question. So YouTube, you should not be hearing this question, but if you are, just know you will not hear the answer. Here's the question. No question. Please. Does a sitting president have the right, the legislative right, or any right whatsoever to impeach a governor?
Impeach? No.
Sorry.
Maybe you want to use a certain word. Suspend. Is that what you want to say?
Yes, suspend. Suspend. Let's say suspend properly. Because what it looks like is, he's been removed, albeit temporarily. So does a president have
go ahead now.
the right to suspend a governor?
Answer the question. Answer it.
Femi, to answer the question. You know,
who wants to go first?
So I will let.
Yes, no. Femi has to go because you said the president. You are against what the president has done.
Wait.
So now they're asking the question. Yeah. Can he remove it?
Is that what you want me to do? Oh yeah. Let me respond. Yeah. Can I respond?
Please.
Now, before I respond, I will use my 30 seconds.
I know you. You use it.
Political beggar, but unfortunately, was emotional. I was not hearing me very well. I call him a political jobber, like Bongolee. They get no other job than politics, not a beggar. So that it should be corrected. So I'm more rational than Musty now.
Yes.
Now to the question, So to the question that was now I have stated it. The constitution is very clear. A governor can be suspended with all the conditions I have listed earlier. And there is still one last thing. The president must even consult and get the approval of the National Assembly before he can even proceed with such, which, our Bala Blue, we are not so sure of that. So the answer to that first question is yes, a president can do that only if those conditions were met. But this one that happened in Rivers is purely political. And I'm not sure maybe they want to change Bongolee state of origin and making a Rivers state man so that they can make him the governor. You know, his him coming to Nigeria is suspicious. So let me try to end there.
Femi, I'll give you more suspicion. I'll send you pictures maybe after this. So you even be more suspicious. Bongolee, really? I will shock you. I'm not sending you anything by the way.
Anyways, Daddy Fizz, I want to say thank you so much for having me on your life. I just had a long trip, so I'm just resting. I had to come because of that guy. But since Bongolee, welcome to Nigeria. How long you? I'm sure you're going to be there for a while before I come back. I hope to see you. Femi and Maria, we'll see inshallah when I come back to Nigeria. Good night, Daddy Fizz. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
For the money he borrow from US, he don't spend that finish. He's broke. He's a broke guy. You can see he cannot even afford good lights where he is. He's a broke guy.
Oh yeah. So since we've all agreed, I think we can draw.
No, Daddy Fizz, no, I'm not giving my own statement. I'm not giving my own statement before you end it.
Because my time is fast spent. 1 minute.
Yes. I would like to support Femi on this because Femi said the president has the right to suspend the governor. I think it is clearly stated in Section 305, and I feel that the conditions have been met because of the economic sabotage going on in Rivers State. And Femi has failed to answer the question that I asked him, which I said, does Rivers State have a government? Femi has, your time is up. Femi refused to answer that particular question because according to the Supreme Court, the Rivers State doesn't have a. Femi, you're interrupting. I didn't interrupt you. The Rivers State doesn't have a government. Femi, let me talk. When you talk, I didn't interrupt you. Let me talk.
Stop alleging me.
According to the Supreme Court, the Rivers State doesn't have a government. And as such, actions needed to be taken to restore law and order because the people of Rivers State are suffering from all of this hula baloo going on. And the president, in his right wisdom, took the necessary step, suspended the governor and deputy governor, and also the House of Assembly. I pray for resolution to all of these conflicts so that there'll be peace in Nigeria and so that dollar doesn't get to 2,000 naira. Because if they begin to build pipelines, we'll have less production for oil. And when there's less production of crude oil, our dollar will reduce, influx will reduce because oil is what gives us about 90% of our foreign exchange and 60% of our income in Nigeria. So to all of you that are saying, yeah, keep on doing it, remember, it is economic sabotage and it's going to affect you and I. Because Rivers State, I think, is the second highest oil production state in Nigeria. Yeah, I yield the floor. Thank you very much, Daddy Fizz.
Thank you all so much for joining me live. Do take care of yourselves. You are indeed appreciated. And join Daddy Fizz later on tonight, where we're going to have a conversation about a young man who fell in love with his ex-girlfriend's mother. Right here on Daddy Fizz Live at about 2:30 a.m. His name is not Bongolee. But maybe it is Femi. Find out
Femi,
when we get back. Stay tuned and God bless you.
All right. Bad mouth. All right, Femi. Bye-bye, Daddy Fizz.